Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Thursday, the 13th of June. It is International Albinism Awareness Day. So be aware of albinos, apparently.
Okay.
International Axe Throwing Day. Have you ever done that?
We actually have plans to
I
go
know
and
we
do
have
that.
plans. Have you done it, though?
I've not.
I have. I cannot believe it's legal. So it's just one of those things where you're like,
How'd you go and do that without me?
I went with a group of people who are way more fun than you.
Really?
It is also Sewing Machine Day. Oh, hey, look at this. Heidi sewed a buttonhole for me.
Without a machine.
Yeah,
I did it by hand.
You are a machine. You did a good job. World Softball Day today as well, and many other things. And it's a Thursday, so we have a Dear John letter. The letter is from a guy who's been married now for a couple of years to his beautiful bride, and their daughter is sleeping in the bed with them, and he's saying, yeah, that's got to stop. You can chime in with advice at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Having a tattoo increases your risk of developing lymphoma, according to a new study from Sweden's Lund University.
I had heard about this.
The study found the risk of developing lymphoma, a type of blood cancer, was 22% higher among those who were tattooed.
Yikes.
Researchers pointed out, we already know that when the tattoo ink is injected into the skin, the body interprets this as something foreign, and your immune system is activated, and a large part of the ink is transported to the lymph nodes. They found no evidence of an increased risk with the different sizes of tattoos.
Okay.
So they're saying, if you've
Just
got
because it's a huge tattoo
Yeah.
doesn't mean you've got a higher risk.
Yeah, so if you've got a tiny tattoo or if you've
Same
got a
risk.
big, huge tattoo, they're saying they don't have any evidence currently that shows that it's worse the more tattoos. So I wonder if you have more tattoos. If you get, I got one, so now I got 12.
Right.
I got 15. I got 47. Yeah, I don't know. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
It's rad. It's bad. It's 80s. The coolest rock vacation of the summer. Retromania Live. August 21st through 25th, the Mansion Theater. Starring Vince Neil, Bobby Brown, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Night Ranger, Tom Kiefer, Tiffany, Lou Graham, Pauly Shore, celebrity autograph signing, costume parties, and more. Single day tickets on sale now at RetromaniaLive.com. Produced by Branson Star Entertainment.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know in 2014, Sony made a cassette tape that could store 185 terabytes of data? A cassette tape.
I did not.
Yeah. And you'd use a pencil to rewind it. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. Adam Levine is returning to The Voice. NBC announced season 27 coaches, and Levine will be reuniting with John Legend and Michael Bublé and newcomer Kelsey Ballerini. So that's kind of a cool thing. Tom Selleck was right. Blue Bloods universe is not quite finished after all. So they have a new program they're working on right now. It's called Fire Country, I think is what the new program is called.
Okay.
And Patricia Heaton is returning to TV. I've always loved her.
Always loved her.
She's going to guest star in the second season of Paramount Plus Frasier, the series Frasier. And I actually watched
she
that.
really?
Yeah, she'll be in that. She's going to be Kelsey Grammer's, she's going to be a friend of his.
Okay.
So she'll be, it doesn't say that they're dating. I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Oh, by the way, this has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com.
Do you have a mobile phone? How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. 2 people were arrested in a Lego theft ring after almost 3,000 boxes of stolen Lego toys were found by police in a California home. Yeah, they found 3,000 boxes of Legos.
That's a lot of money.
Police are trying to put everything together, and sorry.
Okay, I like that.
I should just leave now because I'm done. That's all I got nothing better than that coming. Okay, we'll try. If you ask a Gen Z what they think of Facebook, you might get all the responses that you need from the comical look on their face, or maybe from the eye roll. But Meta is aiming to change all that, Heidi. They realize that they're up against...
They're not as cool anymore.
Well, they say the social media site is not necessarily looking to convince Gen Z that Facebook is cool, just that it is useful. That's their whole campaign. They're hoping to encourage the 20-somethings to hit up the Big Blue app for things like this, videos. They've bolstered their short videos in the style of TikTok, I've noticed, and Instagram Reels, I've noticed, by enhancing their algorithms, I've definitely noticed, and promoting a creator program that lets users monetize their posts, I have not noticed. Meta has also made it easier to DM videos in hopes of creating a buzz among Gen Z. Facebook reports that they have 40 million daily active users in the United States and Canada, age 18 to 29. Although that number is growing, it still makes up only 19% of their user base in the region. So they're saying, hey, we're not as, we're not trying to be as cool as everybody else, but we're very useful, and when we're a good place to be. Everybody else is like, look how cool we are. These guys are like, look how not cool yet useful we are.
Useful.
All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis by allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
It's time now for Dear John Letters.
Dear John, dear John.
All right. I asked for a better letter this week, and I got one, Heidi.
All right,
I don't even remember
deal.
what it was last week, but it was one that I was like, oh, I don't want to have to answer that kind of stuff. So whatever it was, it's still on our Facebook page. But this one is there as well. You can chime in right now if you'd like with an answer for the letter. But let's read it to you. Dear John, I started seeing my girlfriend when her daughter was 1.
Okay.
My girlfriend regularly let her daughter sleep in bed with her. I get it. She was lonely. It was comforting. The baby was young, no problem. Well, we started spending the night together when she was 2, and her daughter would still come in and sleep part of the night or sometimes all of the night in bed with us. I brought it up a few times, but was assured that it's only an occasional thing. Don't worry about it. Well, then we got married, and the daughter is 3. You guessed it, still spending most of the nights in bed with us. I put my foot down, and my wife agreed it was time for her to sleep in her own room and only be allowed in our room on special occasions. So far, we're on the same page, right?
Yeah.
Well, the daughter's now 4. I've been a part of raising this little girl for as long as she can remember. Recently, she started making bedtime difficult almost every night. She complains and whines and cries for a long time. Well, my wife caves in. The little girl quiets down and goes right to sleep. But now she's big enough that when she gets in bed, it's pretty crowded in there. So I ended up sleeping in my daughter's bedroom.
Oh, wow.
This has happened at least 6 times in the last 2 weeks. Not that I'm counting, but what do I do? How do I fix this? Signed, tired of camping in our daughter's room.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It is. This has got to be way more common than most people would think.
It is.
Because I know like 4 people who I've had this discussion with. And I remember one, the guy was, I think, 6'8", and he was from time to time going in and sleeping in a little kid's bed. He was like, that is ridiculous because I'll be sleeping in this little princess room.
Right.
We were having a chat and he was laughing about it. But as we were talking about it, I'm like, well, what are you trying to do to fix it? He's like, I don't know. What can you do?
You just say no. You're the parent.
Yeah.
You say no. This is
Yeah.
where you sleep.
And this
Period.
situation is a little different because, and again, I don't know, maybe it's not different at all, but maybe some people would look at it as different because this is not her father that is in bed with this little girl. It's the stepfather. So does that make it different? Maybe, maybe not. You know, it might be different because this is my wife and this is her daughter. I don't know. There are some people who could look at that wrong too, I'm sure.
No, that shouldn't. They were on the same page before,
Yeah.
so they just now need to implement it.
Mm-hmm. And
I've warned people. I can't even tell you how many people I've warned. Don't start it because once you start it, it is impossible to stop.
it really is. And I know I've got a sibling who had a son who would climb in bed with
Yep.
her, and they had issues for years.
Still do.
Do they?
Once, yep.
No. Well, and that's one of those things that, again, once you start that, and I remember one of the things that this worked for them. Don't know if it'll work for you. Your kid is 4, so maybe it's too late for this. But I remember somebody who, like, she was a big fan of a certain TV show, and they bought all kinds of stuff that was for that TV show, and it was like that kind of sheets and that kind of blanket and that kind of pillow, and she wanted to be in that bed.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was, I want to sleep in here. And then she was trying to get mom and dad to come in there and sit with her. But the thing that was nice is they'd go in there and sit with her, and then she'd fall asleep, and then they'd go to bed. And, you know.
But you don't want to start that either.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that stuff because once you start that, now you're expected to sit in there every single night until she falls asleep, and that's not good.
That's got to be better than her sleeping
No.
with you.
It doesn't matter. You don't let the kid rule the house.
What's that
My
again?
gosh.
I was not taking notes over here. I should have done that. Do you have advice specifically for this guy?
You just say no more. It's done.
And then what?
And then you put the kid in their room, and if they get up and walk out, you pick the kid back up, put them in their room. You do that for a few weeks. I know it'll suck, but you'll break them of it because they'll realize all the fits that I'm going to throw isn't going to change a thing.
There you go. Well, Heidi hath spoken. If you would like to chime in with some advice, you can do that as well. We've got this letter and a place to chime in on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
GPS tracking does not work by satellites tracking the object, but the object tracking the satellite. Oh, that's kind of cool. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Paris has about 44,000 restaurants. New York has about 26,000. Tokyo has about 150,000 restaurants. So, yeah.
Wow.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
An average serving of movie theater popcorn is the equivalent to having 2 Big Macs. Ooh, wow. When you count calories, saturated fat, and sodium. Well, that's not good to know. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There's a faceless fish which can be found deep in the ocean, but it doesn't have a face.
Okay.
So, yeah. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Even after they die, a flamingo can still stand on one leg.
What?
Yeah. So they sleep that way. So I suppose if they die, they just stay that way.
Huh.
I've never really tried to sleep on one leg. I can stand on one leg. Not for very long, though.
I've never seen a dead flamingo.
Yeah, me neither. Several fun facts. Now you know. Well, maybe we have. We just didn't
Yeah,
know
as
it.
far as I know,
Yeah,
I've never
several fun
seen a dead
facts.
flamingo.
Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's rad. It's bad. It's 80s. The coolest rock vacation of the summer. Retromania Live. August 21st through 25th, the Mansion Theater. Starring Vince Neil, Bobby Brown, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Night Ranger, Tom Kiefer, Tiffany, Lou Graham, Pauly Shore, celebrity autograph signing, costume parties, and more. Single day tickets on sale now at RetromaniaLive.com. Produced by Branson Star Entertainment.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. 80% of us admit that we have never thoroughly cleaned this. What is it?
Our cell phones?
No, our microwave oven.
Oh.
Yeah. I've wiped it out before.
I clean the microwave.
Usually when something explodes in there, I'm like, I'll wipe that with a paper towel.
I don't clean it as often as I should, admittedly, but I do clean the microwave.
All right. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com.
Do you have a mobile phone? How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A delivery company has apologized after a woman discovered a parcel in her garden, something she ordered over 2 years ago. Meg Johnson said she was never told the package containing a dress had ever even been delivered. She never saw it. She discovered the parcel in a raised bed at the bottom of her garden in South Wales. She said, I was doing some much-needed weeding, but the dress is now decomposed and ruined, having been torn open, soaked, covered in soil, and exposed to bugs. She believes the parcel was slung over the garden wall by the courier a few years ago, like just tossed over. A spokesperson for the courier company apologized and suggests customers share a safe space with the company to leave future deliveries, saying, hey, this is where I want it delivered.
Sure.
Put it here. I don't know. How about by my door?
Yeah, how about not just fling it into the mud?
That is just bizarre. So that's too bad. Our daughter had some packages that were like lost.
Yeah.
And then they found them like 2 months later.
Yeah.
So weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. We all probably know somebody who's changed their name, but do you know any countries that have changed their name? I bet you do. You just didn't know it. Like Turkey. Do you know that Turkey changed their name to Turkey? Turkiye is how they changed the name in 2022. That's officially how you spell it now.
Oh.
Czech Republic is now Czechia. Czechia. In 2016, they changed that. It's no longer the Czech Republic. Holland changed their name to the Netherlands. So that's been for a while now, but officially in 2020. Ceylon, Ceylon, to Sri Lanka. That was in 1972. Kampuchea to Cambodia. That happened in 1976. Irish Free State to Ireland. The Irish Free State was created in 1922. They changed it to Ireland in 1937. Siam was changed to Thailand. That was in 1939. Burma to Myanmar in 1989.
It's a lot of them.
Persia changed their name to Iran in 1935. So I've got the whole list in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis by allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of radiosavings.com. Our quote today comes from the movie Dodgeball. I think it was Rip Torn that said this.
That's a good movie.
The quote is, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Remember that?
I do.
Just throwing wrenches at their heads. This isn't safe at all. Yeah, that was actually a pretty funny movie.
It was a good movie.
All right.
They're coming out with another one.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. Huh, I didn't know that. So we're getting another Dodgeball, and we're getting another Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
And I'm not actually upset about either of those. There's a lot of remakes, and I'm like, I don't think we need those. But you know what? Those were both pretty good. I'm excited. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio. We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Our story today, comes from England. It's a heartwarming story. Joyful reunion. Missing dog rescued after 24 hours trapped in the middle of a highway.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
So it's like a divided highway where there's a highway going one direction on one side and the other direction on the other, and then there's just grass in the middle. Well, Yoda, a 1-year-old German Shepherd, had been found and safely returned to Yoda's owners after being trapped on this busy motorway for 24 hours. Yoda's adventure began when he escaped his owner's yard after a gate was accidentally left open. Owner Stephen Hunt was devastated and immediately took to social media, posting in a local lost dog group on Facebook, hoping to find his beloved pet. As sightings of Yoda poured in, it became clear that the frightened pup was stuck in a very perilous situation on a motorway between two different roads. Reports from concerned motorists indicated that Yoda was seen multiple times navigating the traffic, clearly distressed and unable to escape the dangers of the environment. The community's response was swift and supportive, people rallying together to keep an eye on the dog and report his whereabouts. After 24 tense hours, the local authorities, in a commendable act of collaboration and compassion, took some drastic measures to ensure Yoda's safety. The Lost Dog Network there played a crucial role in advocating for Yoda's rescue. Jonathan Howarth, a member of the group, said in a Facebook post, "Between all of us, we managed to convince highways and the police to close the motorway. A massive thanks for that." So they were trying to get two different groups.
Well, yeah.
Because this
they'd have
road
to-
is one group and that group, and they couldn't get them to work together, apparently. So the police worked with the highway authorities. They orchestrated a temporary shutdown of the motorway in both directions, and that was able to allow them to get up there and get to this dog.
Oh,
so.
poor baby.
Yeah,
But it was so scared.
I've got a link to the story. You can see a photo of Yoda in the back seat of a police car. We're going downtown. I've got a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.